Nigeria slid into recession last year, which spells some doom for investment and livelihood of many Nigerians. The federal government recently comes up with a recovery plan, which they say is due for launch very soon. What is this recovery plan all about? Let's begin the conversation right now tonight. Let's begin from hearing from an economist, Mr. Bismarck Ruwani, who joins us now from Lagos. Many thanks, Mr. Ruwani, for joining us on the program. It's no longer news that Nigeria has slid into recession, of course. Now that the president is back, a lot of people have said when the president is back, we will see the launch of the master plan of the recovery strategy of the federal government. From your own point of view and studying the recovery plan, what do you make of it? Is it a document that we need to take seriously?
Yes, it is. And let's put some context into this. The Economic Recovery and Growth Plan was not something that started only 2 months ago. It started a few months ago in the office of the Vice President and the Economic Management Team, endorsed by the President, and has been building up to the point where it has been finalized with private sector involvement and input from all stakeholders. So it's the plan that tries to put some context to one, a stimulus package to recover from the recession, which is two quarters of negative growth, and now we've had 4 quarters. 2, the budget of 2017. 3, the medium-term economic framework. And 4, a plan that is agreeable and acceptable to our international creditors, including the multilaterals, the export credit agencies, and the Eurobond investors. So when you put all of this together, this plan is coming at the right time and addresses the correct issues.
The content of the plan now becomes something that we need to worry about. I'm very sure you've heard what some experts have said about that document, which is due for launch. Expectations are that from the government cycle is that when the president returns, it will be a launch. But now the concern is that that document does not treat specifics of though it talks about the economy getting back on its feet and all of that, those projections, but not specifics on ways and the modalities of getting us really back on fit.
No, there are 2 things that are in that plan. One is the fact that there's a target for 2017. You have a growth target of 2.5%, going all the way to 7% by 2020. It addresses issues of borrowing, it addresses issues of investment, it addresses issues of power being a major constraint, and more than anything else, it addresses issues of railway transportation. But if you look at it, it says that there's a sustainable and market-driven exchange rate as the basis for this plan. So it also, don't forget, in the committees that worked on this plan, there are people from the central bank, from the monetary policy side, and there are people from the fiscal area, investment and trade, as well as the Ministry of Finance. So there was an embedded coordination and alignment of ideologies here. And this reconciles the differences. Don't forget that in Nigeria, there are 3 clear ideological schools of thought of economics in Nigeria. There are the state-controlled economic patriots who believe in the days of the Cold War and the outdated theories. There are those who believe in a free market-determined economy. And there are those who believe in a mixed economy, which is the way, and the bulk of Nigerians fall in the middle where there's a mixed economy. So where you take some of the economic patriotic ideals and you take free market economy and make it, the narrative goes from protection to competitiveness. And that's where we find, and this document seems to reconcile all of these ideological differences. It also addresses some of the contradictions because there are policy contradictions and conflicts of interest that are addressed. And you see that it puts the Nigerian people's interest ahead of any ideological philosophies.
Okay, stay with us, Mr. Bismarck Ruwani, and let's get more perspective from the studio here. Mr. Ayo Yalo, associate commentator, a member of the APC, also has joined us. Many thanks for coming on the program. The expectations of Nigerians were very high, and one disappointment would be the fact that under the highs and the coordination of the Buhari government, Nigeria entered into recession. And the issue will be that getting everybody on board, some people will say it takes your party a lot of time to really understand what was going on, and the cry has been, we met a very bad economy. A lot of people will say that narrative should have stopped a long time ago.
But that is why you have this document. The narrative has stopped, the work has begun. But we need to get a clear perspective on recession. We've been having negative growth since Q3 or there above 2014. So it's a wrong approach to say we just got into recession. It's been a steady slide.
But officially,
yeah. But you see, no, you need to understand this. If I had a graph, I would have just drawn that. If you have a graph, if you do mathematics, you have a graph 0 here. You go 1, 2, 3. That's the plus side, the minus side. We've been dropping over since about the second quarter or third quarter of 2014 till we got to 0. Then we came into the minus side of the graph.
But the question will be that a government that wants to change.
But before I finish, before I finish, you need to put also in perspective that our recession, if I start from 1973 till date, has always been predicated upon one product, the price of crude oil. We have always been an economy that depends on the crude oil market to thrive. And look at it. The moment when this government came in, crude oil price was as low as $25 per barrel. So it is not a government thing. It is a global market thing that affected us because we failed to plan for a day
and
like
some
that.
Some people will say the Buhari government was too slow to move into action. Also,
the Buhari government, so that they move into action,
to get a cabinet.
See, getting a cabinet or not will not have stopped oil price.
But we'll have get hands on deck.
Getting hands on
when
deck.
You're coming into an economy that
when the man came in, I'm sure you and I remember.
All right, just a moment, Ayo, because we need to take a moment. And when we return, Mr. Bismarck Irani and Mr. Yalo are here in the studio and be giving us perspectives on this matter. That's when we return. More on the Buhari government's plan to get Nigeria out of recession and in the coming years of plans. Join us again.